Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm reviewing the book Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. This novel is a spellbinding journey through a world brimming with magic, power struggles, and the complexities of the human heart. Iron Flame begins with a strong, atmospheric introduction that immediately pulls you into its world. The opening scenes are filled with tension and a sense of foreboding, setting the stage for the epic journey that lies ahead. The protagonist, who is central to this tale, is introduced in a moment of crisis, showcasing her resilience and determination from the very start. The world she inhabits is one where magic is both a gift and a curse, a tool that can shape destinies but also destroy lives. The story is set in a realm where different factions vie for power, each with its own agenda and secrets. The political intrigue is thick, with alliances formed and broken as the story progresses. The protagonist finds herself caught in the middle of these power struggles, her own life constantly at risk as she navigates through a landscape fraught with danger. Rebecca Yarros skillfully crafts a world that is rich in detail, with a history and culture that feel authentic and lived in. The reader is drawn into this world, feeling the weight of its history and the urgency of its present. As the protagonist embarks on her journey, we see her growth not just as a warrior but as a person. Her past is marked by loss and hardship, experiences that have shaped her into the strong, determined individual she is. But as the story unfolds, we see her confronting not just external enemies, but also her own inner demons. The theme of inner strength and self-discovery runs throughout Iron Flame, adding layers of depth to the protagonist's character. Her journey is as much about finding herself as it is about defeating her enemies. The relationships in Iron Flame are complex and multifaceted. The bonds of friendship, loyalty, and love are tested time and again as the characters face the challenges before them. The protagonist's relationships with those around her are central to the story, driving much of the plot and adding emotional weight to the narrative. Whether it's the deep bond of friendship she shares with her closest allies or the simmering tension of a romantic connection, Yarros captures the full spectrum of human emotions with a deft hand. The romance in Iron Flame is both tender and tumultuous, adding another layer of complexity to the protagonist's journey. It is not a simple love story, but one fraught with challenges and sacrifices. The romance is interwoven with the larger narrative, influencing the protagonist's decisions and adding stakes to the already high-stakes plot. The emotional depth of the romance is matched by the intensity of the action, creating a balance that keeps the reader engaged throughout the story. The magic system in Iron Flame is another standout element. It is intricately designed, with its own rules and limitations that are carefully explained and explored throughout the novel. Magic in this world is not just a tool, but a force that shapes the very fabric of society. The protagonist's relationship with magic is complex, as she must learn to master it while also understanding its dangers. The way magic is integrated into the world building is seamless, adding to the richness of the story's setting. As the plot progresses, the tension continues to build. The protagonist is faced with increasingly difficult challenges, both physical and emotional. Each obstacle she encounters pushes her to her limits, forcing her to grow and adapt. The pacing of the novel is expertly handled, with moments of intense action balanced by quieter, more reflective scenes. These moments of reflection allow the reader to fully understand the protagonist's motivations and the stakes of her journey. The antagonist in Iron Flame is a formidable foe, one who is as complex and well-developed as the protagonist. Their motivations are not purely evil, but rather driven by their own desires and fears. This adds a layer of moral ambiguity to the story, making the conflict between the protagonist and antagonist more compelling. The battles between them are not just physical confrontations, but also battles of wits and willpower. The tension between them builds throughout the novel, leading to a climactic showdown that is both thrilling and emotionally satisfying. The world of Iron Flame is filled with a variety of characters, each with their own backstory and motivations. These supporting characters are not mere plot devices, but fully realized individuals who add depth to the story. Their interactions with the protagonist help to flesh out the world and provide different perspectives on the events of the novel. Whether they are allies or enemies, each character plays a crucial role in the protagonist's journey. One of the most compelling aspects of Iron Flame is the way it explores themes of power and responsibility. The protagonist's journey is not just about defeating her enemies, but also about understanding the true nature of power and what it means to wield it responsibly. This theme is explored through the protagonist's interactions with those around her, as well as her own internal struggles. The novel raises important questions about the cost of power and the sacrifices that must be made to protect those we care about. The world-building in Iron Flame is exceptional. Rebecca Yarros has created a universe that is rich in detail and history, with its own cultures, languages, and traditions. The landscapes are vividly described, from the sprawling cities to the wild, untamed wilderness. The attention to detail in the world-building makes the setting feel alive and immersive, drawing the reader deeper into the story. The magic system is intricately linked to the world-building, with its own history and rules that add to the complexity of the story. As the story builds towards its climax, the tension is palpable. The protagonist is faced with her greatest challenge yet, a battle that will determine not just her fate, but the fate of the entire world. The final confrontation is intense and emotionally charged, with everything the protagonist has learned and experienced leading up to this moment. The battle scenes are vividly described, with a sense of urgency and danger that keeps the reader on the edge of their seat. But Iron Flame is not just about action and adventure. It is also a story about hope and redemption, about finding light in the darkest of times. Even in the face of overwhelming odds, the protagonist never loses sight of what is important. This message of hope is one that resonates throughout the novel, making Iron Flame not just a fantasy story, but a tale of the human spirit. The ending of Iron Flame is both satisfying and bittersweet. The protagonist has grown and changed throughout the novel, and the conclusion reflects this growth. While not everything is resolved neatly, there is a sense of closure that feels earned. The final scenes are poignant and powerful, leaving a lasting impression on the reader. In conclusion, Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros is an epic fantasy novel that offers a rich, immersive reading experience. Its detailed world-building, complex characters, and emotionally resonant themes make it a standout in the genre. Whether you are a fan of fantasy or just looking for a compelling story, Iron Flame is a novel that will stay with you long after you've turned the last page. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this in-depth review. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more detailed book summaries and reviews.